Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And yep, when you're not recording, basically meaning that, well, sometimes the best matches happen or the most entertaining when you're not actually recording them. Which seems a bit contradictory, seeing as, you know, watching one of these matches, but I basically saved it on the PS4 hard drive. So that's why the quality won't be quite as good as it normally is, so I do apologise for that, but they were still entertaining. Now, as you can see, I'm in the Boga tier. I think it's a tier... I think I'm top tier, tier 5. I can't quite remember now. But anyway, I'm in the Boga tier and I'm on Swamp, and it's an encounter. But before we sort of get into that, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that's, you know, wished me get well soon and, you know, hoping that I'm alright and whatever. So it just seemed a bit... I don't know, it almost seemed a bit daft or insincere, you know, to sort of just put thank you, you know, on all the different comments, because there were a lot of them. So I thought I'd thank you all in person, so to speak. And, you know, thank you very much for all the, you know, the sort of well wishes and, you know, the get well soons and everything. I really do appreciate it, and you are a great bunch of people out there. So thank you very much for all of those. I am feeling better. Not quite as... I just felt run down from it. I've still got this slight headache, but it's something that if it wasn't for everything that happened, I wouldn't even bother taking, you know, paracetamol for it. It's not really that bad, but it's just a bit of a niggling at the back. And my vision, well, they did say with my age, my brain had sort of rewire itself almost to compensate, and it's weird. I still can't see out of the peripheral vision, but I can almost see movement in a way, so I feel like a bit like a T-Rex. You know, and yeah, so yeah, it is a bit odd. So I can sort of see movement in a way, but still not clearly sort of on that side. But anyway, I've got my MRI Sunday. The NHS, the British NHS, they don't rush. They were going to leave me until the end of the month, believe it or not, which is a bit ridiculous, to be honest. But yeah, my GP's managed to say no, not on your life, pal. Get me in a bit sooner, but that's the soonest we can get, so that's Sunday. So there won't be a video Sunday, that's for definite. But anyway, like I say, other than that, you know, I mean, I feel fine. You know, I feel alright now. Just this niggling sort of ache at the back of my head a bit. Like I say, just a bit of a headache that I can't shake. But back to this. So I did mention, for those of you that have seen it in the video that I did Monday, that I've obviously not really played this from this happening and sort of being run down. And Monday, you know, I had half a dozen games on it, and I think I counted them, it was half a dozen. This was one of them, and so was the next one. I didn't bother setting up my recording equipment or anything. I just had a bit of a steady game on it. And again, it just so happens that, you know, one of them, well, I thought they were entertaining anyway, so I ended up saving them, like I say, using the record feature on the PlayStation itself. But it is just typical. You know, the times that you don't, you know, you choose not to record anything, you have stuff that's worth showing and worth recording. Just irony. So here we are. And it's a bit odd at the minute to try and get this RT. RT's been punishing me, so yeah, I wanted to kill RT because, well, I was getting a bit fed up with being hit by them. But the thing about the Boga tier is, I mean, it's ridiculously overpowered, isn't it? You know, in a tier 5 match, when you're top tier, it is kind of ridiculously overpowered. Only somewhat levelled out by its sort of lack of speed, but even that, it's hardly worth mentioning because, yeah, it's just OP. But it's still good to have fun in every now and again. I've still not even done all my matches with it with the ×2 thing, which is why I sort of keep going in it. This crew's going to go in my tier 10 medium Soviet when I get that one eventually. But it's, in a way, it's kind of just me going around the map bullying people. You know, it just, like I said, I thought it was quite entertaining and a couple of fun bits, and it, in a way, it does again just sort of highlight the sort of overpoweredness of it. And when I did the review of this, I did mention to a couple of people in the comments and sort of agreed with people that it in some ways, you know, it was nice and you could earn it, and it was nice that it was there. But in other ways, it kind of it could hurt World of Tanks in regard to sort of getting new players, because apparently the tier that most people give up, you know, if they are going to when they're playing World of Tanks, is about tier 4, which is the first time that you get to sort of real grind in a way to get to tier 5. And if they're going to give up, it's normally at tier 4. Now, can you imagine being a new player? You've just got to tier 3 maybe, maybe being lucky, and you've not really seen any tier 5 matches in your tier 3, or if you have, you've not seen a Bogatyr, and then you get into like your tier 4 or whatever, and you're maybe a bit unsure whether to carry on or not, and you get into a tier 5 match with Bogatyrs in it. Yeah, that's going to ruin your day. You're going to be unaware of where to pen them. You're not even going to know what to do. You're just going to be bouncing off that thing all day long while it just, well, basically bends you over and has its way with you. And yeah, I don't know. In some ways, I think it possibly was a bit of a mistake making it so you could earn this and making it so available and making it so numerous in the game. But you know, I've been playing tier 5 a bit over the last few days, and I've not really seen that many of them. But it's just, I don't know, that thought's just been there in the back of my mind about the Bogatyr sort of maybe ruining tier 5 for new players and possibly even putting a few off. But regardless of that, I'm still enjoying mine. I'm still rolling around and I'm still bullying people in it because it's just a bit of fun every now and again, really. And at the minute, in fact, all we've got left is this little Covenanter down here. So if I can get the kill on him, which would be nice, that'd give me a Devastator, which would be a nice one. But yeah, these were, like I said, I just played half a dozen matches one day. I had again probably about half a dozen yesterday. See, the problem is at the moment, obviously sometimes you get quite intense matches, and when you get intense matches and you really get into it, you know, you can feel your heartbeat going sometimes, can't you? And you can feel the adrenaline a little bit in the heartbeat, you know, when you're really sort of into it. And if that happens with me at the moment, unfortunately my headache gets a little bit worse. So yeah, I've had to turn it off after the odd match. Got a bit intense, and yeah, needed to turn it off. Not in a not in a bad way, but it's like, yeah, this is, you know, I could do with coming away from it and calming down a little bit. But yeah, you'll see what I mean with the next one anyway. The next match that I'm going to show you is one that I did have to do that with, which is, you know, I see the funny side of it. But I came out of that one with an ace, a high caliber, a Devastator, and a Top Gun, and just a nice sort of, I don't know, it just felt like a nice steady round, if you see what I mean. You know, without sounding sort of big-headed or anything, it didn't seem like much of an effort. You know, sometimes it seems like an effort and you really got to work for that result, and then other times it just feels effortless in a way. And that's kind of how it was with that one. But again, you know, I put it on there because I thought it was entertaining, and it just highlights that sort of OP-ishness that they'll not do anything to it. They'll never nerf it or anything because it's people have paid money for it, and they really don't like touching nerfing tanks that people have paid money for. Because it can upset a lot of people, understandably. You know, you've paid money for a tank or something, real money for it, and then they go and nerf it, you're going to be pissed off. So that's fair enough. But anyway, here we are for the next match. Again, another tier 5. I'm in the hidden Stug 3, which I really do like. I've got the Stug 4 as well. The hidden Stug 3 kicks its arse all over. Far better machine. And we're here on Mountain Pass, nearly forgot then. And again, not a particularly outstanding match damage-wise or anything like that, you know, far from my highest sort of damage in this. But I thought it was entertaining, and it got a bit intense at one point, and I just felt like I made it through a bit by the skin of my teeth, and with a bit of luck. Well, I say a bit of luck, I just felt like there was a lot of luck involved, and yeah, again, I thought it was entertaining. It did feel a little bit intense as I was doing it, and yeah, sort of in my delicate condition at the moment, I had to turn it off after this because it just got my heart rate going a little bit. But it's I just think it's, I don't know. And like I say, my blood pressure's fine, so God knows. But anyway, I am a puzzle. Well, my wife's always said I've never made anything easy, so there you go. Here we are. So, Mountain Pass. You see, I don't play a lot of TDs. From those that watch, I've been doing a bit more recently. I have been trying to get into them and practice a bit more, but I don't usually play a lot of TDs. So there's some maps where I'm still not quite sure where to go in certain TDs, especially glass cannon ones. But thankfully, the hidden is not so much of a glass cannon. It's got decent armor on the front, especially when for when you top tier. It can bounce a few shots. So it's not too bad, and it is very, very sneaky, but remember this was Monday, and I've got quite a large TV. Not showing off, just setting the scene, and I've lost the peripheral vision on the right hand side and the lower side. So the map is in the lower right hand side of the screen, in case you hadn't noticed. Yeah, I didn't notice those guys sneaking up behind me. It was worse, the vision Monday, you see, so that's why I didn't quite notice it. I was sat a bit closer to the TV, so I'm having to sit a bit further back now, so I can actually see the map without having to move my eyes. But I could sort of just see it, but it was a bit blurry, you see, and that's why I didn't notice all those enemy tanks coming around that left-hand side down the one line there, and I had to back off a bit. Pretty sharpish. That light tank came around, tried to get around me and do a bit of a circle, but I managed to, well, take him down without any damage, I don't think. Yeah, took no damage, so quite handy. Took down the other light tank that was getting the flank of my allies there, but all of a sudden things seem a bit intense, and things seem to have turned slightly. It looked as though it was going quite well. They've come around the corner, and then all of a sudden I just feel surrounded, and so do the other guys that are with me. And I've got two choices here, because I've now got a heavy tank shooting into my flank. So my choice is fix my engine, get towards that Defiance as fast as possible, but it put me down the slope and put some hard cover in between me and those enemy tanks coming around up at the top there. And now the Ripper, as I'm backing off, because he's going for the ram, I would say. Not that it would do much to me. No, he was trying to get around me, but I managed to get rid of him. And now there's the T1 Heavy, although I am on quite low health. But thankfully, he took a hit from that TD just behind me, and I managed to put the last hit in. But yeah, just that last bit there, all of a sudden it was just, felt quite intense. And got my heart rate going a little bit, yeah. But there you go. Quite, like I say, not a brilliant match damage-wise or anything else. I did come out with a top gun, but only a second-class mastery. And obviously that was during the ×3 as well, but I just thought it was entertaining and thought you guys might like to see it, but there you go. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that sort of shorter video. Like I said, Monday I'll be putting videos up as and when I can over the next week or so, as I'm sort of back and forth from the hospital and what have you, and just sort of getting everything back to normal. But hopefully I should be back tomorrow with another video for you. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.